Do you know what time it is? It's Primetime, the official commissioner podcast of the Sim Madden League. Buckle up because it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fire. Now, without further ado, here is SML legend Primetime 000.
Hello and welcome to SML Primetime, the official commissioner podcast of the Sim Madden League. And I'm going to try to get you guys' attention span going here. A 10-minute timer. I'm going to try to wrap up the show in 10 minutes or less. You got the timer going. You see the topics on the right side of your screen. The first one is kind of a big deal. I seen it in chat just yesterday because KP6 went for a field goal block. Yes, KP, Mr. Perfect 2. The guy who we thought would never block kicks has blocked another kick and beat Mike FML. There's a couple layers to this one. As Mike in chat says, hey, KP, he's not doing inside zones. He's not spamming route combinations, but I still feel a little bit dirty because KP blocked the last kick of the game and caused me to lose. I look at this from two perspectives. First of all, I'm a field goal blocker. I don't block it every time it's legal, but in situations like that, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the block because I think it's the right thing to do. And I know the argument is, hey, there's no real way to stop field goal blocks because EA took out the perfect kick animation where if you get a perfect kick, blocks don't happen. I will say the way to prevent field goal blocks for Mike FML in this situation is to not throw an interception, not to have 3 punts, and to take advantage of KP's 3 interceptions and don't put yourself in that situation. That's the way to avoid that, in my opinion. KP, on the other hand, he kind of was part of the no block crew, and now he is part of the block crew. So I think he needs to just say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong to say that I'm against field goal blocks, and I'm sorry for my sins. And maybe say, hey, Dan, I was wrong publicly, and call Dan a loser. And I think everybody would forgive KP and say, hey, KP, you can block kicks now. I don't fault KP for blocking kicks. I don't fault him. I think KP is a decent dude, and I think he's trying to do the right thing there. And I don't think he tries to go in for blocks every time, but when it makes sense, I think he's going to go for it. Soda. Everybody's talking about it. The Prime Soda rivalry, is there one there? Well, if you looked at our game, 34-0, I think it was, there's no gameplay rivalry. That's for certain. There's no gameplay rivalry there. It was probably week 3. I said Soda's not a good trader. And then, I lose a game towards the end of the regular season last season. He says something to the effect of, I want to play Prime in the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. I wish I was playing Prime. The shtick everybody says. And we finally get to play, and then I beat him 34-0. Or whatever the score was. He didn't score, and I put up 30. Here's the deal with Soda. And then he went and joined SML to sit down. And then he said, I don't want to go on videos and talk smack. I just want to do it in chat. I like Soda. I say a lot of things. I don't think he's a bad dude. I'm not going to go at Soda anymore. There's no point. I'm the better player. I don't think he's equipped to handle the trash talk. I think he's a good dude. I think he has good Excel spreadsheets he puts together come playoff time with seedings. It's just not worth my time. There's some bigger fish to fry in the SML than Soda. And I'm going to leave it at that. I really don't. There's no point for me to have beef with somebody like that. So to those who are hoping that the Prime Soda beef, it's obvious that he's not equipped for it, and it's just not worth my time. I wish Soda the best. I hope to play him in the playoffs. I think it'll be fun, but he's a good dude. He's going to figure it out. He's going to get himself a Tommy tune, and he's going to be all right. So that's what I have to say about Soda. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm unbeaten. I think I'm 11-0. I got some tough games coming up. Dan, I think, is Stavo, Damon, MMX, all playoff caliber players. Who's going to beat Primetime 000? And this, I've gone 16-0 a couple times in the SML and went perfect. But I've never gone 17-0 and won a Simbardi. And nobody's done it in a full early season. We had a guy at the end of when 17-0 first became a thing, we had a guy late in the cycle and he had 9 force wins. And it kind of was like an asterisk deal due to the SML wasn't super active at that point. So we haven't had a guy go full 17 game season early in the cycle where he's playing a majority of his games and winning. So I want that bad. It's kind of like at this point when you have 27 championships, just looking for things like that to just get a hold of. And that's a nugget for me to chase right now. I wanted it last cycle. I didn't get it. This cycle, I want it again. And perfection would be awesome. Perfection would be awesome. QP's back. And let me say this about QP, because there's a lot of people saying that, me and QP are good buddies now, and it's true. I'm not here to go at QP anymore. We've had our trash talk era, and it was fun. It was a fun time. Don't get me wrong. But, and I'm not to say if we play in the Super Bowl that I won't say some things. But this is more of a shot at the AFC more than anything. How do you guys let a dude who, and I know Madden doesn't change too much, and I know he's got set feet lead, and the Chiefs are great. I know all that, and his schedule is a little bit light. I get all of that. But all that said, how do you let a dude pick up the game in the middle of October with no practice, no reps, and go 10-2 to start the season and have the number 1 seed in the AFC so far? That is a shame on Dan. That is a shame on Straw. That is a shame on Bomber and whoever else is somewhat competent in the AFC. To let a guy like QP waltz right into your conference and have the number 1 seed like he didn't even take a break. It's an embarrassment to the AFC for somebody like Dan, who puts in hundreds of hours, preps, plans, practices, whatever the case may be. And this dude, QP, comes off, he's just sold 4 houses, pulls up in his Maserati, hat sideways, and he says, "Hey, the king is back." And he turns around and he gets the number 1 seed so far in the AFC. That's an embarrassment. It's a spit in the face of some legends in the SML. And you guys have got to get it together. QP's great. I love QP. Fun guy to have in the league. Glad he's back. That said, the dudes who are letting this happen, you're getting kind of whooped up on. Dan, I'm calling you out, dude. You got to stay. I know you got beat bad in the Super Bowl. I'm calling you out, man. Straw, another dude I'm calling out. And it's not because of QP thing. It's because something deeper. Straw is going to be the folding chair of the cycle. I'll put that dramatic pause there because I need this to be clipped. Straw Blacks will be the folding chair of the cycle. We've seen what he did to Tug. It was 27-0 in the voting in the playoffs. Number 1 seed, most dominant player in the regular season last season. Home field advantage in the AFC. What does he do? Gets upset by Tug in a game where he looks awful. Awful. Now he plays Dan in a big regular season game for a chance to fight for number 1 seed still, and he loses. And then to tap it all off, SML meetup, great guy, lights up a room, infectious smile, the whole 9 yards. But what does he do? I'm watching him play pool against somebody. I forget who he's playing at the time. Might have been Fig or Doink maybe. And he's got a chance to win the game, and he scratches. He scratches going for the 8 ball and loses. Straw cannot handle pressure. Straw is going to be the folding chair of the cycle. We've seen it with guys in the past. We've seen meets for the GOAT folding chairs meets. But the all-time folding chair of the cycle, I'm calling it now, is going to be Straw. He's got the team. He's got the quarterback. He's got the receivers. It fits him. He's a passer, yada, yada, yada. Doesn't matter. Straw's not going to, I'm not even sure if he's going to make a Super Bowl. He's certainly not going to win one. I'd be surprised if Straw makes a Super Bowl, especially with QP out of that conference. Prove me wrong, Straw. Prove me wrong. Patch. Let's talk to Patch real quick. And I'll say this. I think the patches made the game better. It's not perfect. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Here's the deal with patches. You're going to love it. You're going to hate it. It's Madden. You're going to play it so much. We're so hyper analytical about little things in the game. The reality is, this is what's true about Madden. You're going to get different experiences every time because you're playing different players who know what you like to do. The game itself is random. The animations are random. You're playing against a team with different talented players on their team. Some teams have pass rush players, some teams don't. There's a lot of variation, a lot of factors that go into it. At the end of the day, just cut the complaining, play the game. We're all dealing with the same product at the end of the day, and that's all I ask. We can have our thoughts and opinions, and I think we should put them out there, but I also don't think we need to beat the drum. That's my point on the patch. I do think the game's improved, though. Specifically, pass rush. And my last 45 seconds here on the show is commish time. This is the Commissioner Podcast of the Sim Madden League. And I just want to say this. When it comes to losing, have some grace. I think we should be graceful winners. I think there's a sweet spot there. A couple hours after a win, you should lay it easy on your opponent. And after you lose, don't take it away from your opponent. Don't say the game caused him to win. Don't say anything like that. Just say, hey, good game, man. If you want to wait a couple days and look like sour grapes, that's fine. But I think there's a sensitive time post-win or post-loss where it's just good just to say, hey, good game, and let it lay. I'm not going to elaborate more on that. I think we should all consider that. I hope you guys enjoyed this Commissioner podcast. I'm Primetime, signing out. Have a great day. Primetime.